Today we're going to talk about motivation. And motivation is divided into intrinsic and extrinsic influences. Motivation is a really important aspect of consumer behaviour. What motivates the consumer is a really important issue, and in delivering this lecture to you, I think it's really important that you grasp the ideas behind the motivation. In the design process, the designer needs to have an understanding of what motivates the end user. And over the next few lectures, we'll be talking about marketing, we'll be talking about research, and we need to understand what exactly hits the spot. And there are classes of theory, as I mentioned, about what motivates people, and it's really important that we don't go to mono-motivational theories that are too reductive or too abstract. There's nothing Machiavellian about motivating people, and so we need to talk about this a little bit, and we need to understand it. Intrinsic motivation refers to motivation that is driven by the interest or enjoyment of the task itself and exists within the individual rather than external pressure. So in other words, it's something that comes from within you. You get up in the morning and you're motivated to go to exercise, or you're motivated to go for a drive, or you're motivated to have breakfast. This is intrinsic. This is internal motivation. You don't need an ad to tell you to go and have breakfast. You know you need to do it, and you're motivated to do it. And many purchases by the consumer are made by an intrinsic, by an internal motivation. And then we have extrinsic motivation, and this is where you're motivated by something outside of yourself. And it's often a reward, or it's advertising, or it's something that drives you to a particular behaviour. There's a notion of push and pull. The motivation of marketing tourism, for instance. The push factor determines the desire to go on a holiday, where the pull factor is the advertising and the choice of the destination. A good photograph of lying on the beach in Bali is quite a pull. If you want to go on a holiday, that's your push. And we will talk, and I will introduce you to Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You will hear a lot about Maslow over a long period of time. And Maslow's a really important psychologist, a really important theorist. And it's an interesting thing that when you hear about Maslow's hierarchy of needs and understand them in detail, you'll understand why people do things. There are other people who have other theories, and they talk about the 16 basic desires theory, and this is in contrast to Maslow, and it was a study involving 6,000 people by Stephen Rees, and so I think that that's a worthwhile thing to think about, and I've put a couple of references there in case you want to read more. Finally, in this notion of motivation, you'll have a mini task, and it'll be due in 3 weeks, and I'm asking you to find a image with motivational values, like these two images. One on the left is of a friend of mine who practices martial arts and did this leap over the harbour from the Opera House. And on the right-hand side is a lineup of ski instructors in the Tyrol, and somewhere in that great long line is my son. And these are two important images in that they have a motivational value to them. And we would like you to find an image, and then if you read the brief, you will see that we'd like you to apply some words to it. And so, enjoy the lecture on motivation. Hopefully you'll come away understanding what motivates people to do things, and then how you can use this knowledge to produce the types of images that you want to produce, so that you can get the desired effect. And so thank you once again very much, and I recommend the lecture to you.